Okay, for this equation, it works always the same. We're going to draw our river and we're going to ask ourselves, what do we want to get by itself? Well, we want the x by itself. So how do we get rid of a minus something? We add that something. So we're going to add 1 1/4 to both sides. Okay, and so whatever we do on the left, we got to do on the right. So what winds up happening is on the left, all that cancels out. That's the whole point. So we're left with x by itself. Now over here, we've got a problem because this is a negative and this is a positive, which means that we're really going to wind up subtracting because the signs are different. We know we need a common denominator. And so I'm going to go ahead and suggest that we change both of these into improper fractions. So if this is really over 1 and we're coming up with a common denominator for 1 and 4, we could be using 4. Okay, so if we multiply by 4 on the bottom, we multiply by 4 on the top. And so -6 is the same thing as -24/4. We're going to be adding, if we change that into an improper fraction, 5/4. So now when we do it, we have a -24 added to a +5. The signs are different. So we do not add these and get like 29. We wind up subtracting them. And 24 subtract 5 is 19. And it's going to be negative because 24 is the bigger number. So we wind up with -19/4. We're not done yet. We have to prove it. So I wrote the equation for you over here. Parenthetical promise. Instead of x, we're going to write what we think it is, -19/4. When I come down here to do this, I might as well go ahead and change this into an improper fraction. So that's -5/4. And then everything on this side just comes down. Okay? And now I actually do the work. So I'm going to need to do leave, change, opposite. And now the signs are the same. So -19 plus a -5 is -24. And then my denominator is 4. And I bring down the right side. And I just ask myself, is this a true statement? Is -24/4 the same thing as -6? Well, yeah, -24 divided by 4 is -6. That's what I had on the other side. I know that I'm right. So my answer here was -19/4. Okay, the word for this video is mailbox. So make sure that you write mailbox on your correction sheet. Okay, for part B, I'm going to move this down a bit. And we are looking at the right side of the river. So we are trying to get x by itself. We learned the shortcut that whenever we have a coefficient that's a fraction, we really wind up multiplying by the flip. We multiply by the reciprocal. Whenever we do on one side, we do on the other as well. So we are multiplying both sides by a positive 11/13. Now this is the fun part over here. 13s cancel out, the 11s cancel out, boom, 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 done. We have our x. Over here on this side, luckily, if you just take a small moment to look, we can actually cross simplify the mess out of this stuff. Okay, 13 and 26 can both be divided by 13. So 13 divided by 13 is 1, and a -26, see that negative right here, a -26 divided by 13 is a -2. We can actually simplify 11 and 33. They can both be divided by 11. So 11 divided by 11 is 1. And a 33 divided by 11 is 3. And now I'm ready to multiply. Top times top. Well, 1 times -2 is -2. And bottom times bottom, 1 times 3 is 3. So I think my answer is a negative 2/3, but I'm not sure. I got to use my parenthetical promise to prove it. So instead of x, I'm going to write negative 2/3 in parentheses. Everything else is going to come down. So my negative 26 over 33 and my equals and my 13/11ths. And now I actually do the work. So I look over here on the right side, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do to cross simplify. All I have to do is just top times top, bottom times bottom. Positive 13 times a negative 2 is negative 26. On the bottom, 11 times 3 is a positive 33. I come over here and I bring down what I've got and I hope that it matches. And luckily it does. And so I've just proven that my answer was negative 2/3.